Welcome, episode 2. It's the Curiosity Clique. Today I have one of my very close friends, Nathan Rube, one of the hardest workers I know, one of the best guys. We've known each other for a long time, and he's part of the new Edmonton Prep Academy, WCPA, along with his teammate, Joey. He's a 6'8", absolute demon, genetic monster. It's not even funny. I'm just going to let you guys introduce yourselves, and Nathan, you can take it off.
Yeah, man. I'm excited to be here. I'm Nathan Rube, 6'2" guard for Western Canada Prep Academy. I'm a very intellectual, spiritual kind of guy. Pretty free-flowing, and yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, my name is Josef Gopie, 6'8", demon. Western Canada Prep Academy. I appreciate you guys having me here today.
No, we appreciate you coming on, bro.
It's an absolute honor to have both of you guys.
I think with the goal of this podcast, especially with you guys now following your hoop dreams and stuff, is that we don't try and be as unique as possible, but as relatable as possible to other people going through like the same situation and stuff. So you guys, somewhat far down your track, you can offer a lot of insights to young ballers and stuff, right?
Of course.
Especially like inspiration to those younger guys. So I think to start off, I'll throw it to Nathan again, is like, what's one challenge that you went through or one thing that you learned from that challenge?
I don't know, man. Like there's a lot of challenges. I feel like finding or creating an identity is one of them. I feel like lack of confidence is also another one of them. Throughout this journey, I mean, it's been pretty tough to kind of navigate my way through all these different obstacles and stuff like that. But I mean, I've learned so much just about myself, and I realized that you can't really identify as anything. You know, a lot of people like to identify as something that they're pursuing, like a basketball player in my example, or something else. But in actuality, you can't really identify as anything. And I feel like once you let go of that identity, you're able to pursue, everything, anything and everything, right?
But basketball is still a priority, of course, right?
It's still a priority, but I mean, like, you're able to expand your options. You're able to become more than what you think you're capable of, I think basketball is a great platform, a great tool to be able to pursue, and you're able to make a lot of like outside connections. You know what I mean? You're able to, make connections with life and basketball. And
so, when did your guys' love of basketball start? At what age? Do you remember like a moment, maybe like a memory?
Oh man, like it started when I was probably around 8. I told my dad, I was playing hockey at the time. I was a big hockey player. And I told him that I wanted to start playing other sports, and like basketball was always his sport, So he told me he was game, he was down, and he was gonna coach me. He coached my older brother, so it was pretty natural to him, and yeah, my passion grew from there.
Yeah, honestly, it was my 7th grade summer when I got kicked off the team. It was my first time playing because I wasn't originally here. I wasn't born here. I was born in Jamaica. And coming here was like a huge change. I didn't know how to play basketball, man. I didn't even know like how to do a layup, how to shoot. My form was terrible.
So were you pushed into it because of height?
Yes and no. Honestly, like I felt like I needed to fit in somehow. You know what I mean? Everyone loves basketball. Everybody wants to be a basketball player. Everyone's talking about Michael Jordan, LeBron James. Everyone's, you know what I mean? And I feel like I just wanted to fit in that culture. So when I first tried out, it was like, it was new, but then at the same time, it opened my eyes that I can like actually become some, and getting kicked off the team the first time, like, shit, it motivated me.
So you like the status that a basketball player got in Canadian culture generally?
Well, like going back to that like identity factor, you know what I mean? Like it almost creates an identity. You kind of like feel like you're discovering who you are, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like it's not even the popularity side of it. It's just like feeling comfortable, having something to like escape with, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people use different things to escape with. Like basketball to me is where I go to like escape with certain emotions that I'm having, or if I'm having a bad day, I can just, you know what I mean, go hard in the court, you know. So some like stuff like that, like it's like my grade 7 summer was just it. Like that was it for me.
Is there a moment where it clicked, where you realized you could do this professionally, where you could do this as a career?
To be honest, I didn't, as a career, like going pro, or to be honest, it wasn't, I didn't see myself going pro. I said I had one goal, which is to go college basketball. It didn't matter what level, what, like, you know what I mean, where it was, just college basketball, because it's a small percentage of people that actually make it to the NBA, you know? And it's not like you can't put in the work to get there. You can. But I think that in life you gotta set yourself up where you know you can be successful in.
Yeah, exactly.
So if it's not pro basketball, where else do you see yourself going?
Like sports wise, or just in life?
In general, yeah.
Well, like I want to go into nursing. It's kind of weird. You're gonna see 6'8" nurses. Imagine that. But no, I just think that like nursing was like a big thing for me. Like my mom was like a kind-hearted person, you know. Like she always took care of others. She always like put others first before she puts herself. You know what I mean? Like she's caring like that, and it motivated me to who I am right now, you know. Like I'm always giving, I'm always caring. I want to see the best for others. So
speaking of motivators, I've always been curious because I have this and I go through this a lot. But whenever I get into sports, I always go into like a really, really dark place in order to motivate myself. What is your guys' really, really dark place?
Man,
what makes you
Seif probably knows.
What makes you give that extra 110 on the last quarter?
I've been through a lot in my life, a lot of challenges. I got that underdog mentality where, you know, I've been counting out, and I think that I use that to fuel me. I want to show people that I can perform at the level that they don't think I can perform at, you know. I like to prove people wrong, you know what I mean? And I like to work harder than anybody else, and I feel like that's my separator at times. So you already know this.
That's one thing
about
about
his work ethic.
No, yeah, that's one thing about him is he's the guy that almost I hate working out with him, because whatever I'm doing, he's doing one more of. He has this little like petty almost desire where if I'm doing 10 reps, he'll do maybe 8 and then take 2-second break and bang out another 3, take another second break, bang out another 4. And I'm like, bro, leave me alone, dog. And it just pushes me that extra mile. So I know Nathan, like, that's part of the reason why I respect him so much and why I've gotten so close to him, was because I know that there's this thing in his brain where he can't be number 2. Being number 2 absolutely kills him, right? It just absolutely like kills him, and it eats him up inside, and eats him up every single day. So he makes sure to just do whatever he can, do that extra mile, do that extra rep, do that whatever, just to put himself to that next level.
So, bro,
for me, I say just doing it for my mom. Honestly, like whenever I do something, I do it for her, because the things that she's done for me in life, it's like, bro, I need to make that up somehow. You know what I mean? I gotta show up for her. So everything I do is for her. Like last minute in the game, we're down. Like I'm lasered in. I'm like, I'm gonna do this for her. You know what I mean? People doubt me. I'm like, you know what? My mom doesn't doubt me. I'm gonna do that for her. You know what I'm saying? So everything is really for my mom. My mom is my number one motivation. So
I think that's one thing with mothers. They always facilitate their boys into being like the strongest they can be. With fathers, it gets into a clash sometimes because it's too masculine side, so it gets difficult. So I wanted to ask you guys, what advice do you have for like young ballers who wanted to eventually go pro or go play collegiate basketball? What's the route they should take?
Man, like, I think that you just gotta go hard. You know what I mean? Like, it's easy to say, but like, you gotta dedicate your time, your energy, your money at times to reach your goal. You know, you gotta sacrifice and put everything on the line. You know, you gotta realize what's important, what's not important, and just stick to the script. If you know what you want to do, then you know, follow the steps. You know, make a blueprint, and I feel like you just gotta set yourself up for success. You know, you just gotta follow that blueprint and keep going. I mean, it sounds easy, but it's really not. You know, but one thing that people lack in life is a sense of awareness. They don't really understand that, like, they got to stay on course. You know, they got to follow that blueprint. You know, like I said, it's hard to do, but you actually have to know what you're doing and stick to it. You know, and make all those sacrifices that you got to make, because at the end of the day, you're gonna feel 10 times better about yourself due to the fact that, like, you know, you'll get those small rewards.
Yeah, for sure. Like, to be honest, just believing in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, there's gonna be people in life that's like have no faith in what you can do. You know what I mean? And like, if you believe in yourself, you can do anything.
So if you were to sit down with your 14-year-old self, have a 10-minute conversation, is that what you would say? Believe in yourself?
I'd say just believe in yourself and don't quit. Don't quit. Don't say you can't, because you can always do anything if you put your mind to it. You know what I mean? Like, anyone on the stands can be like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. But if you block that out and believe in yourself, then you can do that.
You got to think, like, you know, you're telling me I can't, but can you do it? You know what I mean? And it goes back to that confidence.
You got to be your biggest fan.
Yeah, you got to be your biggest fan, but you also got to be your biggest critic, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, I told you, I experienced so much this year. And, like, I think the one thing that, like, developed immensely was my confidence. You always got to be confident in yourself, no matter what. You can't worry about what the next person thinks of you, because if you really think about it, if there's 1,000 people in one room and you're in that room with 1,000 people, everybody's gonna have a whole different perspective on you. Every single one of those people, you know what I mean? There's 1,000 different perspectives on you. So you gotta block it all out and you gotta do what you gotta do. You know?
Just on that topic, there's this poem that really resonates with me and goes on to what we're talking about. It's called "The Man in the Arena." Mm-hmm. It was spoken by Theodore Roosevelt, and I just want to read it out to you, and I want to get your guys' take on it. Mm-hmm. So this is how it goes. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. So I just want to get your guys' opinions on that. Just, it sounds like that, like you can really resonate with that.
Like, me personally, that really hits like at home, you know, because like I'm always putting myself in other people's shoes. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm playing a game, I put myself in the stands and be like, oh, what am I doing right now? Like, what's going on? Like, you know what I'm saying? And like, for being like your own critic, like, I believe that you can be, but don't be so hard on yourself. You know what I mean? Don't put yourself down to the point where you're like mentally broken. You know what I mean? Like, still have confidence in knowing that you can still do it. You know what I mean? No matter how many times you have to do it, you keep going. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, just keep striving for what you want. Don't let what other people say affect you. You know. So
let me ask you guys some questions about your specialties, right? Which player in the NBA, current or former, do you try to base your game off? It could be a combination too. That's fine.
There's a lot of people that I like in the NBA. I don't have one particular favorite player, but I like Devin Booker. I like just the role players, you know what I mean? Because like on an actual team, you got to be a role player, and I feel like Kyle Lowry does it best. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like he's the type of person that you're able to look up to. He's
with no ego.
Well, yeah, he has no ego here. He's the type of guy that'll take a charge for the team. I mean, he's 6 foot, you know, and he's gonna stand in front of guys that are almost 7-footers for the team. And yeah, he does everything necessary in order to win a championship, and that's the type of guy I look for. You know, that's a team player that, you know, puts his life, himself on the line for the team. Because at the end of the day, without a team, you can't beat nobody. So I think Kyle Lowry is one player.
I would say Shaq. Not like in the sense where he's like, not in the sense that he's dominant, like he's dominant, not like that, but like he's a pure post. Like, you don't see him doing crossovers behind the back, step back threes. No, his footwork, technique, everything. You know what I mean? Like, he keeps to himself. He knows what his job is. You know what I mean? Like, nowadays you have bigs like freaking taking half court shots. You know what I mean? Like, he knows what he has to do, and he contributes to his team however way he can. So
a big with no ego is a lot better than a big chasing highlight tape. Because once bigs chase highlight tapes, they get turnovers and stuff, and it becomes messy for the whole team.
Yeah.
And I think what Nathan was getting at was like, he doesn't necessarily want to be the star. He wants to make his teammates look like the stars.
Yeah.
Like, a dub for him is when his teammates get the MVP and they win the game by like 60 points or what. It doesn't matter who scores those shots. It doesn't matter who does this. It doesn't matter what happens. If the team wins, we all win, kind of thing.
Exactly.
Right?
So, bro, you said something interesting about moving here and not having known how to play basketball till you moved here.
Yeah, like,
When did you move here?
I moved in 2015.
I was sick. I moved here like 2020.
Yeah, like people will say like, oh, you don't have an accent, you don't have this. It's like, I do when I'm
That's
at
actually
home.
funny because you actually didn't have an accent.
Yeah, like, it's at home. Like, I leave all that at home. Like, my mom taught me how to speak proper English. Like, she wanted me to speak in a formal manner to anyone that's outside my home, you know? And coming here was like a whole different change, man. Like,
When was the moment that hit you where it was like, I'm in the place where they film the movies. I'm in the place where, like, this is the cinema place. What was your moment? Because I just came last year. It's still fresh on my mind.
I'm not even, like, just,
Probably when the snow came, hey?
yeah. I saw snow for the first time. I ran outside. I'm like, yo, let's build a snowman. I'm like, yo, let's build a snowman. Let's make snow. And the crazy thing is, there was barely any snow on the ground.
It was
Like, I was so excited.
Yeah.
I was so excited, and I was like, damn, like, yo, there's snow. You know what I mean? Like,
We're in Wonderland.
I guess my point is when I saw people with like attics and basements and like backyards, and yo, you know, right? This is basements in front. I've always wanted a front yard. It's crazy.
Yeah, in Trinidad and Jamaica, it's completely different, dog.
it's a whole different world.
So what was it like growing up in Trinidad?
Jamaica, oh man, it was, to be honest, it was rough. It's not like you're not hand-fed anything. No one has a spoon and feeding you, you know what I mean? You have to work for everything. Like,
Get it, man.
you have to, like, my dad taught me that, like, be independent, you know what I mean? Don't let people have to help you. I'm not saying that you don't need help in life, but be able to put yourself in a situation where you can always help yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that's where, like, independence comes from. Like, I just want to get I want to get things done by myself. You know what I mean? If there's help, sure. But you just got to do everything on your own, you know? And the lifestyle there was just, you just have to survive. You really have to survive, because, like, some people don't make it. You know, like, there's kids that are suffering out there, and people don't really talk about it because there's other things going on, you know? And it's like, you come here and it's so different, and your views are so different. You can't really like understand each other, you know what I mean? Like,
There's things that they take for granted, like the roads, the sidewalks. The sidewalks is unheard of in Arab countries almost.
Yeah, you guys in Jamaica had a lot of potholes, dog.
I can tell you this much, man.
Roads need work.
Like, coming here and I saw the sidewalks clean, I was like, yo, no way.
Is there something that like you thought was weird that Canadians did when you came here?
Yo, when I heard about poutine, I was like,
Same, bro. It's nasty, right?
I ain't gonna lie, it's fire.
It's nasty. I'm not.
It's
See, this guy's just weird. He's just weird. I brought him out for donair poutine.
I'm not a hater. I don't want to eat poutine.
It's nasty.
But
Right?
when I first heard about it, I was like, yo, like, Canadians are lame for that. Fries, gravy, and cheese curds, like,
Yeah, like
you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
When I tried it, I was like, damn, it's just open fire, you know?
That's right. Yeah, I understand. Yo, so how old are you?
19.
19. So you said you came here in 2015, right?
Yeah.
So then that was like around your grade 7 year.
Yeah.
So was that as soon as you got here that you were on the team and then you got cut like same year?
Yeah.
That's what happened. So how was that? You just got here, you're in a whole new country, you're trying to like create an identity, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're out of space, and then you go and you're playing for a team and you get cut. Like
Yes, I was sad.
Yeah.
I don't know, like when I got caught, I was sad. But then I said to myself, like, it's my first time out here, you know. Like, I can't expect to be like, oh my gosh, I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make the team. Like, I just said to myself, you know what? Like, I got cut. It is what it is. I'm gonna come back though. I'm gonna remember this, and you gonna see me next year. You know, like it wasn't where like I'm so brokenhearted where I'm like I just can't do this anymore. No, I don't want to believe in myself anymore. Like people don't see the potential I could have. You know, like it's like
You build on that.
You know, yeah, like it happens. You just have to grow from it.
So did it also help you build like a social circle and a friend? Like I imagine it must have been hard. Like,
oh, to be honest, I didn't have like solid friends until grade 8.
till grade 8.
I was just by myself. Like I go to school, I come home, go to school, come home. It's just I had no like social life. I wasn't hanging out with people. I wasn't doing anything with anyone. Like I just stick to myself because like the social change from Jamaica to here is different. It's not like you can just go up to someone and back in Jamaica and just make friends.
What?
You know, yeah, you know what I mean. Like living in Jamaica, like your houses were like literally attached to each other. You know what I mean? So you can just literally look over the fence and have a conversation with someone. Nowadays, like your houses are separated. Like you can't really, you know what I mean? It's not the same genuine relationship you can have out there. You know?
Well, humans are made to adapt. You know what I mean? So it's like you had to take that time to be able to adapt to a different culture, a different lifestyle, all that stuff.
It must have been really jarring at like a young age, though. Like I imagine.
Yeah, man. Like I used to come home crying to my mom because I was like, yo, I just couldn't make any friends. Like I'm a social guy. Like I like talking to people. I like meeting new people. But like it was just so different that it made me feel some type of way. Like it feels like I'm not wanted in that area.
I can't speak for the both of you, but did you guys have that immigrant mentality growing up of just keep your head down and do your work? Don't do anything, just keep your head down. You don't have to make friends or anything. Just keep your head down, do your work, finish your university.
Yeah,
did you guys grow up with that?
Yeah.
I didn't. I never really grew up with that just because I was born here. But I mean, my mom, it was a different story. You know what I mean? So she kind of taught me that as I was growing up, just to keep your head down, do your work, stay focused. But yeah, I mean, I never really had to deal with stuff like that, to be honest. I know it's completely different for you, but
yeah, no, my mom was like, yo, just focus on your books. That's literally how she put it. You know, focus on your books right now. Like that's all that matters. And I came into school and that's all I really focused on. So, yeah.
I know for you though, like it sounds like you didn't really grow up learning that, but as you got through high school, you had to implement that into yourself, where you had to teach yourself discipline, tunnel vision, keep your head straight, right? Do you want to talk about that?
well, I mean, you would know best too because we, like going through high school together. I mean, we were both searching or trying to find that identity I was talking about earlier, right? So I mean, once you realize what's important, what's not important, then that's really when you really kind of unlock that tunnel vision, and you kind of understand you need to start chasing what's best for you and stop worrying about other people. And yeah, I mean, like I said, you went through it, so you know how it is. But
Speaking of identity, without cutting you off, can I get a comment from each of you on basketball culture in Canada, specifically Edmonton at the moment?
do you want to start it off?
Yeah, like I think the culture is like really starting to expand. You know, like Edmonton is being known for basketball now. You know what I mean? It's not like the Oilers hockey and everything. You know, there's hoopers coming out.
Bro, we went to the quarterfinals today, and I mean the gym was packed.
Yeah,
Packed.
yeah.
Wait, quarterfinals for high school?
For high school.
Quarterfinals?
Yeah.
And it was packed all the way?
Packed. Alien Skona. I mean, it was crazy, man. Like you hear people chanting, like it's stuff that you'd see in the US, you know what I mean? And like I love it. I love the fact that like, you know, basketball culture in Canada is starting to expand because I mean it's about time. We've been known as a hockey country for so long, you know? So
we were saying this is that especially in Edmonton, we don't really have like a hip hop kind of culture, right? It's kind of like White Town and whatever, hockey, like Cowboys,
Cowboy boots.
Yeah, all that stuff, right? So then there's people like you guys who are trying to make a name for yourselves, and Sunny with WCPA trying to make a name for Edmonton in the basketball scene, and then me and you have a lot of like artist friends who are trying to make like the music industry where it's not there, right? Do you feel like there's like this sense of like missing out where you're like stuck like in Edmonton kind of thing, where you're like stuck in Edmonton at all?
I don't really feel like I'm stuck. I like how everybody's, trying to expand the culture in Canada, whether it's, you're making music, you're hooping, you're doing something, and I feel like because of those people, I don't really feel too stuck, at least I'm not in like Alabama. What are you gonna do,
Yeah.
But yeah, I like what everybody's doing. I feel free. I feel like, we can make it work here with what Sonny's doing, with what everybody else here is doing. I feel like Canada, not only Canada, but Edmonton in general, has a lot of potential.
Yeah, like, I agree with him. Like, I just think that, like, we could just give Edmonton a chance for basketball, you know what I mean? Like I said, it's only known for, like, hockey, the Oilers, everything, like, the culture is expanding, and there's new players coming up, people going to the States, like, we don't even know of Xavier Moon, right? Like, he's in the G League right now. He went to the Clippers for a 10-day contract and put in work.
10-day contracts.
Yeah, like he went in and put in work, and it's like he's representing for Edmonton. You know what I mean? No one's gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, there's a hoop in Edmonton that's like that." Like, you know what I mean? And he's doing that right now. Everyone's talking about him, and I just think that I don't really personally feel stuck. I just feel like I'm in the right place to, you know what I mean? Like,
so you feel like you're right before the gold rush, like you got in early kind of thing, like you got the Bitcoin back in 2017 kind of thing. You're that young millionaire now kind of thing. Yeah, sure. No, I get that.
So I wanted to ask y'all, cause since we were discussing like careers and basketball and stuff, what other different ways can you guys think about like monetizing your basketball skills? So you could monetize your basketball skills by teaching basketball, going like a basketball coach at a school or something, right? That's a different career path you can go down. Even if you like basketball, you don't have to stop doing it.
Yeah, I mean, stuff like this, the podcast. I mean, sharing our experiences and sharing what we've learned to those who would like to listen. I mean, I think that speaks for itself already. I mean, I'd love to be a coach. I'd love to do something that gives back. Yeah, I definitely consider doing something like that because I like seeing the basketball culture expand, not only in Edmonton but in Canada in general, right? And like, I like helping people. I like sharing my thoughts, experiences, my perspective on the game, and yeah.
Yeah, I feel like being like a basketball coach would be like something I would do because like I said, like, sports can be something you can escape from. You have kids that are coming in, you don't know what their life story is, they might be going through the roughest times right now, and you can see them playing basketball and you see a smile on their faces, you know what I mean? Like, you can teach it and you can develop someone into something great, you know what I mean? Like, you just never know. That the sport is just, it's very like, you don't know what's going to happen, you know what I mean? Anything can change, anything can happen, and it's like, being a coach, you can do that. You can help someone out. You can be that outlet for them to express their feelings, So,
did your coach mean a lot to you? I feel like you're speaking very
oh yeah, Sonny,
very personally about this.
Sonny, like, he changed my view of basketball a lot. You know what I mean? Like, I see the game so much differently than I did in high school.
Well, and the thing about Sonny is like he's a people person first. You know what I mean? Like, he's able to connect with you very in-depthly, and he's able to kind of talk to you on a level that most coaches don't, I think he's a great coach, along with all our other coaches, Adam Boyd, Dane, LT, all these guys. They're able to give you insight that, I mean, other coaches wouldn't be able to explain as in-depth, or wouldn't be able to make other personal connections, So, I mean, he's huge.
I honestly think, like, he's also a genuine person. You know what I mean? Like, Sonny will tell you to your face what's going on.
He's straight up.
He's a straight up human being. Like, he will not hide anything from you. That's the type of person you want in your life. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can sugarcoat certain things, but like when it comes to the real stuff, you want someone to actually tell you what's going on.
Because you won't get better,
Yeah, exactly.
And I know you guys aren't always the biggest fans when you hear that stuff. Like, at least for myself, I know I got the ego that sometimes I hear the things I need to hear, and then I'm struggling implementing that actually, like, you know what I mean?
I mean, sometimes you don't like to get called out or yelled at in practice, but it's necessary, you know?
Absolutely.
And yeah, I feel like Sonny, he's great, man. Like, he's able to do that, but he's also able to come up to you after and just be like, yo, you know why I yelled at you? You know why you did this? So, I mean, he's like I said, he's great, man. You know, he's able to help you change your game in all aspects.
So I got a question for you guys. Is you guys are going to Calgary tomorrow, right? You're gonna play against Edge Prep, and then you're flying out. Where are you going again?
South Carolina, North Carolina.
South Carolina. Okay. What's your mentality going into these games, and what's your mentality traveling? What's all that stuff like? Where is your head at?
Man, my head right now is just trying to get healthy. I'm trying to get back on the court. You know, I've been dealing with this back injury for a while now. About a month and a half. So as soon as I get to Calgary, it's straight in the pool. Trying to rehab, trying to get my back in shape just so I can get on the court. That's where my head's at right now. I'm not really too focused on the games just because I have faith in all my other teammates. I know they're going to go out there and do their thing regardless if I'm on the court with them or not. Still be on the bench. I'll still be cheering them on. But yeah, I mean, I think that our team chemistry in general is it's phenomenal. I mean, we were just talking about this on our way here. There's no other team like ours, to be honest. For a first year prep program, like, we were taking team photos today, and it's like everybody just loves each other, you know? And so I feel like not only my mentality going into the game, but my teammates' mentality is just, we're going to go out there and kill, you know?
Yeah. For me personally, I just locked in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I try not to, like, have outside, like, things on the outside affect what's going to go, like, what's going to happen, you know? Like, yes, you got to take it game by game, but at the same time, like, you got to think about how you're going to do this. How are you going to make yourself available for your teammates? You know what I mean? Like, how, like, you just going out there and just being a dog, you know? Like, you want to win a championship, you got to win this, you know what I mean? Like, don't do it for yourself, but do it for everyone. And that's what I'm talking about, like you said about chemistry. Like, we don't do it for ourselves. It's not for ourselves, for us. We're a family. Like, we say family, what was it? Western on 2-1-2, family on 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, we're family, you know? And it's like, we do everything outside of basketball as well, you know? And that's what builds our chemistry. So whenever we do something, we do it for us. So.
I feel like our teammates at the very start of the year, along with myself, we were all playing for ourselves. We were trying to prove something. But now, you know, we're all playing for each other. Guys are diving on the floor, taking charges, you know, helping one another out. And to add on to that, I mean, we're going into our games with no expectations. Like Sonny was saying, like, we take these games one by one, day by day, right? We haven't won anything until, you know, the game's actually done, right? So, yeah, man, like, we can't go out there with any expectations. We can't look at a team and say, oh, you know, this team's pretty garbage, we're going to beat them by 50. Mm-hmm. We got to respect all opponents and know that they have a chance regardless of how bad their team looks, you know?
Mm-hmm. So what do you guys think is next for you in basketball? What's the next step?
Personally, like, I'm going off to university, college next year. Same with him. I think. Are you even allowed to talk about where you're going? Or?
It's not like done yet, but I'm talking to a coach in Ontario Tech.
Mm-hmm.
I just have to do couple of applications and see where it goes from there. But yeah.
So what are you, like, you want to go into nursing? Are you going to get into the nursing, like, program over there? Yeah. And then you want to go business, right? Yeah. So how about, I know you do a lot of reselling, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the challenges and everything that you deal with, and what are some things that you've learned, like, dealing with resale and all that?
Man, like, you know, both parents were in the sales field. Same with my brother. They taught me a lot. They told me, you know, one thing that really stuck with me is that you have to make the consumer feel like they're actually buying something and not feeling like they're being sold, you know? And what that means is you got to connect with the person on a deeper level. You can't just, you know, try and sell them a product and hope they buy it. You got to be, you know, interested in the consumer. And yeah, like, I feel like it's all about that, you know? You face no's, and I mean, what's the worst that can happen when you get a no? I don't know, man. Like, I haven't done much reselling this year, but I remember when I had no job, no money. I was reselling clothes, shoes, and yeah, like it's all about how you market your product. The way that you speak to others, you got to speak articulately. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot that go into it.
I have a question. It's a big indicator of mine whenever I meet people who are interested in basketball. But who is your GOAT candidate in basketball? Do you guys agree on this, or is it disagreement?
What do you think?
I'm not gonna give my opinion now. I want you to give your opinion first.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say LeBron.
Okay.
LeBron James.
I'm gonna say MJ, and the reason why I'm saying MJ is because I grew up as a Kobe fan, and Kobe imitated MJ to the best that he could.
Yeah.
And I
Kobe
feel
played
like
against better players though.
I mean, that's debatable, but I could say that MJ was the standard. You know what I mean? Like, there's MJ, there's Kobe, there's LeBron. Whatever you wanna put. You know, LeBron could be your GOAT, but I personally, I don't really have a GOAT. I think that MJ set the standard, and that's my opinion.
So defend LeBron, bro.
I don't want to get too deep in it, but you know, like
The stats is on your side, bro. Stats is on your side.
LeBron is him. I can't lie, he's him. Like, look what he's doing at his age right now. You know what I mean? Like, he's literally, his head is at the rim when he's jumping. how are you that old and you're doing that right
Is
now?
it about 38 now?
I think it's like 36, yeah.
36.
And he's doing that. Like, his accolades can prove that he's the GOAT. You know what I mean? Going from team to team, getting championships. Who's doing that? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying he did it on his own. Yes, he had teammates, but like, this guy was carrying teams on his back. Like Cleveland, he was carrying Cleveland too. Like,
Cleveland, that was pretty close.
you know what I mean?
And even before he left for Miami, he got Cleveland to the finals with a garbage team,
Exactly.
worthless team.
And he was young doing that. You
And the
know what I
stats on his side, isn't he the highest all-time scorer now?
He's on his way there right now. I believe he's second.
One thing that determines one thing that really sets legends apart from other people is the fact that they're able to achieve so much, but it's not about the accolades. It's about how they bounce back from their failures. And that's one thing I truly think is very important. It's how you bounce back from your failure. You could be a GOAT and you could be completely nobody. Nobody knows about you, but it's how you bounce back.
How do you see the Harden and Embiid duo playing out this season?
I like that. I like it.
Honestly, I think it's such a good trade.
Which
The Sixers
Harden
are-
and Embiid?
yeah.
Oh,
It was pretty
Harden-
even. Not gonna lie.
Harden needs a break, man. Like this guy in the Nets, it just wasn't for him.
Harden's one of the greatest scorers, maybe just like second to KD.
Yeah,
And Embiid's an unstoppable force in the paint.
yeah.
He developed like a mid-ranger too now. So it's dangerous.
Yeah, I know. Like, I think Harden going to the Nets wasn't his ideal place. That wasn't for him. You know what I mean?
Too many ball dominant players.
Exactly.
Mhm.
It's like it's all ISO basketball. You know what I mean? You have Harden, you have Embiid. You can work together. You know what I mean? They have chemistry already. They've been all-stars a couple of times. They're close friends. You know what I mean? And it's like Harden can have his own space where he can show who he is. Yeah, Rockets Harden, he was him.
Rocket Harden was killing.
Step back, breaking ankles, like, bro, even though they're travels, I'm not gonna lie. Some of them were travels. But he's doing what he's doing though. He's doing what he's doing though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think the 76ers, that was a great trade for him.
So since you guys really like the underdog mentality and stuff and really relate to it, what do you guys think about the Chicago Bulls this year?
Man, I
Going
love the
crazy.
Chicago Bulls right
Best
now.
young core in the league right now.
I love him right now, man. I think DeRozan's exciting. I've never been a DeRozan hater. I loved him on Raptors, but I feel like Chicago's a really good fit.
I think, yeah, man, like I said, DeRozan, like he said, DeRozan he's insane right now. Like, he's an underdog. He's literally like an underdog. No one believed he would do what he's doing right now in Chicago. He's showing out for Chicago. You know what I mean? I believe he's close to being MJ in some sort of record right now.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, like he's doing his job out there, and I think he's a possible MVP candidate too. Like, he's doing what he's doing for Chicago right now.
Well, I mean, him, Zach LaVine, have Alex Caruso. Alex Caruso's a dog, man.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
They still have Ball on the team.
Yeah, they have Lonzo.
He's
a
a
good
bust
guard.
though. His brother's killing it.
I wouldn't say he's a bust, honestly.
Oh,
He wasn't on the right team. You know, you have
He
to.
was drafted second overall. Is that a second overall? Like, is that a second pick performance that he's doing now? Like, is he putting out second pick numbers?
I can't really say he's not a second pick. You know, everybody gets picked because of their own reasons, and I feel like he was just on the wrong team at the wrong time. You know, Seif was telling me, go to a team where the coach accommodates you, or like go to a team where you know you're wanted, not just tolerated. And I feel like Lonzo's actually wanted. You know.
Yeah.
Like Lonzo, like even though he's not making highlight plays and you've seen him, but he's doing things for the team. You know what I mean? It's just like Nate says. Like,
Is he not double-digit assists now? Is that
I believe so, yeah.
double-digit
Like,
assists? Yeah.
he's not there for the highlights.
Mhm.
He's there to facilitate his team. He cares more about his team than just his personal, like what he wants.
It's
you
the
know?
way he was introduced into the league.
Yeah.
That overhyped him.
with his dad and like Big Baller Brand and him, LeVar saying, "Oh, I want all my sons in the Lakers." It's like it kind of gassed him to the point where it's like, you know what I mean? His expectations are so high, you know, and there's only so much one person can do.
I
You
mean, the
know?
oldest brother too. You know.
Yeah.
He's the one that sets the standard.
Yeah.
So how far do you guys think LaMelo takes the Hornets?
Man, I don't know. They have a very young team, so
In 3 years, I could definitely see him being a finals contender.
For
maybe.
sure. I agree with that. I think right now I say like probably in the second round.
Okay.
There, yeah, like around there. Like, but like you said, a couple years from now, definitely finals contender.
And then some of the biggest bust this year was the Lakers, obviously. Spent the bag on Westbrook.
I'm not a big Lakers fan. I don't know, man.
Heidi, what do you think about the Lakers?
Oh my gosh, the Lakers suck right now. It's actually an embarrassment to watch them.
How sad is it that a 36-year-old LeBron is carrying AD?
I think AD just needs to work on his body.
Very injury prone too, yeah.
This guy is fragile. Like, I swear every time he comes back, he gets injured. Literally every single time he gets back.
Do you guys have tips on how to stay away from injuries?
Man, I'm injured right now.
Right now, I'll say my coach LT, he tells us all the time, just ice.
Yeah, ice heat, bro. Ice heat
heat.
stretch.
Like, before everything, like, before and after, ice. You know what I mean? Ice. Eat the right foods, too. You know, it's about what you consume, too, right? So.
And I think mentality is a big part, man. Like, going through this back injury, it took a lot, or a big toll on my mental, you know? And you just got to stay positive. You got to do the right things, even though you don't feel like it. You got to do it. You got to treat it like a job in order to get back on the court.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you really, and it also, I imagine with an injury, like it teaches you to reappreciate like all the things you kind of take for granted, right?
Definitely, because not everybody, but I mean like the people that wake up and think that they can go hoop, you know, all of a sudden, like that was me. I'd wake up and I'd be like, I'm excited to go hoop, you know, but like I wouldn't be as excited to go hoop if, you know, it were me now because I took it for granted. You know, I would just think it's there the next day, you know, but me personally, even though I can't do it right now, it's just like, I wish I could.
So I have a question. Like, I imagine when you're younger, you're probably watching all these games and everything. You got these big ass like eyes, like watching everything, right? Like you're just dreaming. You're thinking, oh my god. Have you reached that point where you're kind of thinking like, damn, I made it? And if not, where do you think that would be? Where you think like, wow, I'm proud of myself. I actually succeeded. You know what I mean? I did what that little boy was dreaming about.
I can definitely say at this point, like, you know, I'm proud of myself because I never would have really seen myself get this far.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody would have really seen me get this far, to be honest. But I don't think I made it. You, like, there's always so much more work to do. Like, once you got that mentality that like, oh, I made it, then that's when you slow down. You know,
where do you think that line is gonna be where you can like sit and say never?
There's no line.
Never, just always pursuing.
Yeah, I agree with him 100%. Like right now, like yes, I'm in prep school right now playing basketball. Even though I wasn't given the chance in grade 12, right, because of COVID. Like, I personally don't think I made it yet. There's still more you can do. So
How did COVID affect your guys' careers? Like that's like a 2 year like off from the game, right? You know,
Most
play,
important
so
years,
not,
I'd say,
Yeah.
varsity years.
Well, so coming out of grade 12, coming out of high school, I went to go play good hoops, and I was thinking to myself, hey, like I can go to LA, I can take a trip, or I can, you know, be able to play against these different teams and stuff like that. And I thought good hoops was gonna take me where I needed to go, but there were a few hiccups. We had to create like this fall league, and things didn't go the way I planned. But like, I mean, without COVID, we wouldn't have been working out together and going so hard in the gym. You know what I mean? So everything has its pros and cons, and I feel like, I mean, COVID is what it was. I hate the fact that like it even existed, but I did become better from it.
Yeah, like, to be honest, I went through like a little slump. Like, I thought that was just it for me, you know? Like, I wanted to go into grade 12, show what I can do, and maybe see what colleges want me, you know? And just it having just ended mid-season, it was just like, I'm done here, you know? And like, I sat at home, I wasn't motivated to work out, I wasn't motivated to go to the gym, at least shoot around. Like, I just didn't feel like it was it for me. You know what I mean? Like, basketball wasn't my path anymore. And then when WCPA came around, I was like, wow, like a chance was given to me. You know, I can start back again, you know, and I'm here right now. So,
Do you guys ever get imposter syndrome where you feel like you're not supposed to be there, you're not good enough? Is there ever a situation, like a big stage where you've been at, where you've doubted yourself, or like, I'm not supposed to be here? Have I really earned this? Am I good enough?
Nah, I don't really think that. I think that everything happens for a reason. Whatever you go through is supposed to happen, and I don't really question anything anymore. You know, that used to stress me out. But at this point, I think that everything happens for a reason, and you're supposed to be where you're at. You know.
I'll say like yes and no. Like, when we first went to Toronto, I was like, damn,
Big stage.
like, you know,
That was a
like,
big stage, man.
I was like, yo, like, I'm actually out here. Like, I went on a plane, traveled to Toronto to play ball. Like, the whole scenery looked like an AAU, like
That movie thing,
you know,
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm out here hooping, and I'm like,
Felt like you in the USA.
yeah, and I was like, damn, like, am I really supposed to be here? Like, did I really like work that hard that I'm here right now?
That kind of hit me in Vegas when I'm like, damn, like I haven't been to, like I've only been to the U.S. once, you know. So we go to Vegas, and I'm like, I would have never, like my grade 12 self especially would have never pictured myself to be in that position, you know. So I definitely agree with that.
And the fans, when you guys have fans, how does that affect your game? Do you feel pumped up by the fans? Do you get nervous? What is it for you, bro?
It's a little nerve-wracking sometimes because, like I said, you want to meet their expectations. You know, like you make a mistake and you like hear everyone go, oh, and it's like, damn. You know, like you want to constantly hear, yeah, let's go. But then you have your moments where it's like you miss a layup.
There's probably
You
no
have turnover,
like
you know?
higher than when you like do crazy shot or something and everybody goes crazy. Yeah.
Is there a moment you guys remember seeing the arena like erupt? Is there a moment you guys remember seeing the court erupt? Was there like a buzzer beater? Like there was a Skona buzzer beater not too long ago that was
Yeah. I can't
Was there a moment for
I
you?
can't really remember anything.
No, it wasn't. I wouldn't say our audience was huge. Where it's like today at Ainley versus. Like,
Well, yeah,
Sloan,
because
you
of
know?
all the restrictions
Yeah.
and stuff, you know what I mean? Like the capacity was kind of limited, right?
Yeah, that
So
makes sense. Yeah, I remember when when I went to watch your game, it was barely anyone because it was so hard to get in. It was so hard to watch, you know, because they have like this mandate, that mandate, whatever. So hopefully, like now that things are getting removed, things get better.
you know, vaccination pass. You know, some of my friends couldn't even come watch because they weren't vaccinated. So it was pretty tough. But
How about we go on an anti-vax tangent right now? We get super anti-vax right
pretty political.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know. Everybody has their own perspectives. You know, I don't really like to pick one side. I kind of like to be neutral or in the middle. You know, because it's a war at that point.
Yeah, I feel like the neutral opinion is everybody should get vaxxed, but make your own decision and choose what you want. And there's a lot of stuff going out there.
I think there's nothing wrong with vaccines. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of aluminum running through your arms and stuff. It's alright. A little bit of aluminum.
Yeah.
But it's alright. We'll see in 3 to 5 years as well.
But I think we're all
get vaccinated. Yeah, get
though,
vaccinated.
So we're all gonna be little zombies walking around.
No more than 2 doses. Though.
Yeah.
Yo, who got more than 2 doses?
Did you get a 3rd dose?
No.
Okay.
Nah, yeah, I think we're going to though. We'll see. No point in getting into politics, but I guess how do you guys feel about I think we're getting to our end, right? So is there like ending remarks or things that like kind of conclude your basketball journey and like?
You know what? Give a quote right now, so when you come back in 5 years and you're a big baller, you can look at yourself and go, "Oh shit, I remember."
Oh damn, he's such an idiot.
It's not really a quote, but I just say live in the moment, man. Like, as our season's coming to an end, I feel like Sonny gave us a huge spiel on living in the moment, cherishing every single second that you guys got together, you know? Our team this year was so special. It's one of the best teams I've been on. And I think that as our season was coming to an end and I was experiencing injuries and, you know, I think that living in the moment is definitely some piece of advice I'd give to people, because once you start to live in the moment, you really like cherish every single second that you got with the people around you, with every experience that you go through, and yeah, man, like it's special. You really start to feel like you're a part of something bigger than yourself when you truly live in the moment.
Joe, closing remarks.
I think I'll just keep it simple. I'll just say, just believe in yourself. You know what I mean? Like, starting the season, like, I'm kind of get a little bit personal, but like, being a season, I was heavy. You gotta ask Nate, like, I was like pushing like 300 pounds.
This guy's slim now, bro.
And like,
Yo, congrats, bro. I was congratulating people.
thank you, appreciate that. Like, and like, I worked so hard every day to make sure that I can get myself to a position where I know I can do the things I used to do. And the reason why I got to that weight was because like I said, COVID just did it for me. Like, I didn't know what else to do, you know? Basketball was my way of just working out and just having fun and just being myself, you know? Yeah, my escape, right? And having like being in an environment where others believed in you, like Nate, oh man, like in Toronto, this guy had my back through everything. Even though when I was heavy, like I looked slow as hell, and he had my back through it all. You know what I mean? And it made me believe in myself more, and I pushed myself to where I'm in a position where I'm like, I'm happy.
That's one thing that I've noticed too. Seif said this a while back, is that your friends kind of determine the person you're going to become. I didn't believe that, gave him a lot of pushback, but now I feel like it's a lot truer, because your friends hold you accountable and you hold them accountable, and it's a cycle of just self-improvement between both of y'all. So that's what a good friendship is supposed to look like. Not a toxic friendship where you guys egg yourselves to do terrible shit, you know?
Yeah.
So, and I think that's it. Thank you so much. It's a great pleasure to have you guys. You guys really gave us like a great talk, a lot of great stories. Thank you so much. And
honored to have this be the first guest episode we record.
yeah,
Honored to be here, man.
yeah, thank you so much.
I appreciate you
Alright,
guys.
see y'all later.
Who's Sunny?
Was in the trap locked in, gotta get my pants. Yeah, don't wanna fuck that bitch, she got OnlyFans. Yeah, this type of shit make you switch on your mans. Yeah.